All right, we have St. Francis coach Ted Corcoran. They just beat St. Paul 54-0. What'd you 4-2 this season, Coach?
4-2, yes.
You had far more up notes than you did down notes. How much did this program grow under yours and your staff's leadership?
Well, I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it. What I would say is, we had a great foundation with Coach Bond.
Yeah.
And we just stayed true to those roots.
But I mean, week by week.
For sure, week by week, this team very much improved as to who we are and stayed with it and they were coachable and they allowed they pushed each other to get better. So I would say like the last 3 weeks were our 3 best weeks of practice.
Okay, can you talk about what Bryson's meant to this program over the last 3 years?
He's a very special young man, and
he sounds like he's very appreciative of everything you guys have.
Well, we care about our kids.
Yeah.
And they know they're not just here for football. We care about every part of, their development. And I think he appreciates that. He's a very mature kid.
Bright kid, too.
Very bright. He's got a lot of interests, and he's not a typical football player. He's very cerebral, and he loves the game. He has great passion, but he's not defined by it, which makes him very special. And what he's meant to us as a program, he's, been a threat, and teams have to account for him on every single play.
Can you describe how insanely talented Max Garrison is?
Well, what I'd rather say his character is insane.
Yeah.
That's
but physically on the field?
He's very gifted. There's no question about that. He runs hard, and he loves football. You can see it by how he plays.
The passion he has?
Absolutely.
I've been here for 4 or 5 years, and it just seemed like there was such love and passion after the game. I mean, how important was that for you to not, I know Jim put it in place, but how important was it for you, especially as a good friend of his, to keep that commitment to the kids?
It's very important. It's very important that we honor his memory, and because he did it the right way, and only a fool wouldn't fall, hey, that's the right way to do it. And so, when you believe in it, and, we've all been a part of it and helped build it, so I was, a lot of it, I have a big stake in it as well. It was just the natural thing to do to keep going in that direction.
How important were your seniors with everything going on, the pandemic, the loss of your coach, how important were they to you guys getting to this point?
They were phenomenal. And they, it wasn't a big numerically senior class, but in terms of their impact on this program, I think
their value
is tremendous because they're a lot of programs, I think, where seniors kind of said, I don't want to do it, and we didn't, we had one who decided to play another sport, and that was it.
How did you feel like Jack grew over the season in terms of his role as a quarterback?
Well, I think he grew a lot. He had some ups and downs, and really, only very sporadic play where he showed that he was a sophomore. But what I really enjoyed about working with Jack this year and Coach Carroll as well is that he's coachable.
Okay.
He wants to get better. He wants to see, okay, I get that, and to see him improve on those things was really, really, special to see.
How difficult, and I promise this will be the only emotional question I'll ask, but how difficult was it to replace a guy that you were so close with but you admired so much?
I don't know if it's
well, bittersweet maybe.
Bittersweet. The hard part. The loss was hard. When he passed away, that hit us really, really hard. And I think when it all you compartmentalize it, and I think it's probably going to hit me, in a private moment.
Yeah.
When I can kind of reflect on everything that we've had, then it'll really, really.
Okay. Because I was talking to one of your coaches that was doing the videotaping in the end zone, and we were talking. We said, you know what, he's gone way too soon. But his impact on these kids lives on in each of them well before all of us are gone.
Oh, absolutely. And it speaks to the 20 years beforehand of guys that, that showed up at the funeral and what he meant to them. And because he cared about kids and he authentically cared about them, and that you can't fool kids.
Yeah.
And so they knew how much he loved them. And that was apparent in every way these kids would fight and play for him. And we've tried to just foster that kind of atmosphere for the rest of everybody.
So if everything keeps going as normal, I guess is week 0 was 4 months from 2 days ago. So 3 months and 30 days basically. What are you excited about in terms of what this team has coming back?
Well, we have, like I said, we have great kids. I'm excited about the character. I'm excited that they've gotten better.
Okay.
And I think they've gotten a taste for how football needs to be practiced and prepared for, and that, hopefully sets us up for more success going in the future.
Okay. Is there anything that you would directly want to say to your seniors?
Fellas, I love you. Thank you for everything that you've given to this program. Thank you for being a resilient group and showing what the Golden Knight football program is about, and the family and the brotherhood that we have.
And then last one, can you name your assistants and just say something to them?
Well, just Pat Carroll, Joe Menorez, Mike Russell, Mark Gibbons, who's been a coach here for a very long time, Scott Traver,
Stewart, right?
Bill Stewart, Michael Perkins, Kyle Washington, Chris Barkley, Tony Zerillo, Brian Lynch, Joe Moody, Casey Matthews, our entire staff. We have great men who care about this program, and we have great camaraderie amongst our staff.
And what would you want to say to them?
Thank you for everything, guys.
Okay.